I pulled out a cactus today, not like the guy from yesterday who was doing the thing. Anyways, regardless, hey, it's your good friend, it's your pal, it's your compadre, it's TC, everybody. How you doing? What's going on the big show today? Well, we've got a royal rumble of a showdown between, what is it, Queen and System of a Down today. Very nice. And then also, what else is going on? Oh, the NFL season kicking off tonight. Very nice. An NFC East game. What are the odds that an NFC East game would be on television? Of course, the Cowboys and the Eagles. I don't know who to root against because I guess I'll root against the Eagles. All due respect. If you love the Eagles, hey, you won the Super Bowl last year, so does it really matter if I'm rooting against the Eagles? No, it doesn't. You tush push. Come on, forget about it. We'll talk about Foreigner today. We'll talk about a little Static X. Boom. Talk a little Dokken. Very nice. Of course, my good friend, my pal, my compadre, Beat After Beat mentioned that story to me yesterday. We'll talk about the sound of music, and then we'll talk about some cult reissues, and then we'll have our Name That Tune. I was listening back to the podcast last night, and I realized, oh my God, I need to actually describe, if you're actually listening to the podcast, I need to describe the Name That Tune scene because I didn't do it in the last night's show, and it was like, yeah, this doesn't work so much for radio, so to speak. So there you go. I always love to start the show by reliving the past. Of course, we are here every Monday through Friday, starting at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. And yeah, so there you go. Let's do it, baby. Let's do it. Reliving the past. This is Foreigner. Is that Foreigner? Oh, yeah, it's right there. There you go. Cool. I got to look over here to see over here, which makes no sense. But anyways, I digress. Foreigner, Joe Walsh back in 84, I guess 85, technically, I guess this would have been. Did you ever see Foreigner live? I think I saw Foreigner open for Def Leppard maybe 10, 15 years ago, something in that range. I have never seen Joe Walsh. I love Joe Walsh. Joe Walsh is fantastic. The solo stuff, all my favorite Eagles songs, for the most part, are Joe Walsh songs. He is fabulous. I would love to see Joe Walsh, and I know Joe is probably getting up there. I should see, how old is Joe Walsh? Let me do a quick check. Joe Walsh, not Joe Walsh, Joe Walsh age. Let's see. He is 77. He's going to be 78 in November, just before Thanksgiving this year. So there you go. Not too shabby. So this is actually going to tie in with one of the news stories today. But yeah, I don't know if you ever saw Foreigner. They're a good band. Obviously, this is when they had kind of a quote unquote classic lineup. Now there's nobody in the band except Don Dokken's Jeff Pilson. So go figure. Or actually Dokken's Jeff Pilson. So there you go. All right. I'm going to go ahead and swing over here and say hi to Beat After Beat. Love Beat After Beat. Jen is actually busy making lasagna right now. Yes, I said homemade lasagna right now. Somebody's going to have a good night. Somebody's going to have a good night. Indeed, I am. All right, cool. Let's get to some new stuff. Obviously, the NFL, as mentioned, Obviously, the NFL, as mentioned, kicks off tonight with the Cowboys at the Eagles. And I was looking to see if there was any concerts because the NFL does a lot of concerts and stuff. Didn't see any concerts. Actually, the game, we're about 2+ hours away from game time there. I'm looking forward to another season. I'm a lifelong Vikings fan. We have a rookie quarterback, quote unquote rookie quarterback, starting for us this year, J.J. McCarthy, who won a national championship 2 years ago at Michigan. So I guess that's something, though it might have been Jimmy Harbaugh, the head coach there, who's now in, of course, Los Angeles with the Chargers, whatever that city is there at this point in time. I do see the Packers are actually doing something sexy, so I got to give some respect to the Packers. They're doing a weekend kickoff concert at Lambeau Field with the Black Crowes. So, all right, very cool. That's the only thing I could find. Maybe there's other stuff out there, but maybe the Packers are the only cool team, and maybe that's why my Vikings have never won jack squat, and the Packers have won, 4 championships, I think, 4 Super Bowls? The first 2, I believe, with Bart Starr, and then one with Brett Favre, and then one with Aaron Rodgers as quarterback. So there you go. That's what's going on. Beat After Beat. Are you a Lion? I don't think. No, I think he told me he wasn't a Lions guy, if I remember right. I think that's right. So, anyways, I'm sure you'll let me know. So I thought this story was kind of funny. This comes from TMZ. Apparently, Foreigner, the band we were just talking about, with nobody in it except Jeff Pilson, formerly of Dokken, now leading the band. Mick Jones, obviously unable to perform anymore. Lou Gramm does come out a little bit every once in a while, but apparently Foreigner has offered Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce to perform at their wedding. So I was thinking, what kind of set list would there be at that wedding? Of course, Dirty White Boy, definitely. Probably Urgent if it's a shotgun wedding. Of course, this whole wedding thing and engagement means nothing unless there's a wedding date. Anybody can just get engaged. You got to set a wedding date. If you don't set a wedding date, it doesn't mean anything. So Travis, come on. I think he's in, Travis and the Chiefs play the Chargers tomorrow night on a Friday night opening weekend game. My Vikings, I got to wait until Monday night against the Bears. Oh, it sucks on opening weekend when you got to wait until Monday night. That is the worst. Anyways, what else? Dirty White Boy, Urgent. I want to know what love is. Waiting for a girl like you. Okay, that kind of makes sense. Hot-blooded. I think the shark has jumped the ship. What is it? No, I think Fonzie's jumped the ship. I don't think anybody's hot-blooded anymore, if you know what I mean. And I'm being very vague there for purposes of respect. Maybe not. What else? Foreigner songs would be a good one. Feels like the first time. What is this, the beginning of Reservoir Dogs? Let me tell you what Like a Virgin's all about. It's about a girl. You know where I'm going with that. Maybe maybe Travis Kelce's like Charles Bronson in The Great Escape. He's digging tunnels. So, but anyways, I digress. What else? I'm going to look up Foreigner songs. And let me see if I'm missing anything. Foreigner songs. Foreigner best songs that they could play at the wedding. Best songs. Let's see. That was yesterday. Now, Cold as Ice. Well, Travis, if it doesn't work out, Cold as Ice. Jukebox Hero, no, that doesn't work out. Dirty White Boy is probably one of the best ones there. Head Games, come on. Little head games at the wedding, nothing wrong with that. And yeah, that's kind of the extent of it. So there you go. If Lou Gramm was to show up, he could do Midnight Blue. Don't know what that means, but anyways, so there you go. A little Travis Kelce and a little Taylor Swift. Gonna set a wedding date. Maybe they have set a wedding date and we just don't know. I'm sure it'll be a big to-do if they do set a wedding date. So we shall see. All right, cool. What else is going on? Boom. This is actually super cool. Wisconsin Death Trip is just such a really super cool record. This is a special edition. So 25th anniversary corrosive edition, double vinyl autographed. You got to get this on the band's website. $140. It's going to set you back. But hey, it's a box set. Let me scroll down here. Let's see. Limited edition autograph deluxe includes signed prints, ID tag, pill bottle. Oh, nice. Stickers, Otsego Times, and more in the custom box. And then you're getting some bonus stuff as well, including some demos and unedited versions. That comes out December 12th. But yeah, that actually looks pretty sexy. I love the vinyl. It looks really nice. You got the prints there. And yeah, apparently the Wisconsin Death Trip was actually something that was real. I'm not going to go into it. I just happened to be searching for Wisconsin Death Trip, and I'm like, no, I mean the album, not the actual event. So now I need to read about that. So we shall see. But yeah, super cool box set coming from our friends in Static X. So there you go. My boy, my main man, my guy. Well, I don't know. That sounds a little weird, but you know what I mean. My good friend, my pal, my compadre, Beat After Beat mentioned that Don Dokken recently said that this most likely will be his final, the final Dokken concert will be within the year. And that would be sad, of course. Wild Mick Brown, not in the band anymore. George Lynch shows up occasionally. And then you've got Jeff Pilson, of course, in Dokken, and then Don Dokken. That is the classic lineup. That's the lineup that everybody wants to see. So much dysfunction in 80s bands, so much dysfunction. So I was listening to, by the way, sidebar here. I was listening to a little Nirvana today, and I'm like, I kind of like that Bleach record. Negative Creeps on there, Love Buzz is on there, and there's another song that I kind of like off that record. I should do my top 5 Nirvana songs. I don't know if you have your 5 best Nirvana songs, but maybe I'll do that tomorrow. So something to look forward to, something you could think about if you'd like. So there you go. But yeah, in a new interview with Cassius Morris, I believe that's pronounced, Don Dokken reflected on why Dokken's 2023 album Heaven Comes Down will be their last, and now he's ready to finally retire from performing live due to recent health issues. He says that I feel after 50 years and 13 records, I figure I've written enough music. I'm okay with it, but never say never. Exactly. You never say never. Indeed. But yeah, Don Dokken, now 71. But hey, in the world of rock and roll these days, 71, you're just a damn kid. I mean, you got Mick Jagger out there doing it, man, at 88 years old or however Mick is. It's just that's crazy, man. So there you go. That's a little Dokken, state-of-the-art rockin'. So, hey, Dokken gave us some great records. Under Lock and Key, Breaking the Chains, Tooth and Nail, Back for the Attack, Beast from the East. After that, not so much. Oh, I should find that album cover. Dokken album covers, which I find to be the worst album cover in the history of the world. What record is that? Long Way Home. Yeah, how can I get this on the screen? I will just, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do this. I'm going to grab that. Well, hang on a second. I got to figure out how to move this onto the screen here. So I'm going to go back here. So mind our P's and Q's. And now I need to go and grab, where did that go now? Now that's gone. Oh, there it is right there. Okay, so I'm going to go there, and then I'm going to drag this on to the screen, and there it is. That's what I would call one of the worst album covers in the history of the world, that Dokken record. So there you go. But hey, a lot of other great stuff, so we can hardly complain about that. Disney. So Jen wants to go see this because it's being re-released back in the theaters to celebrate its 60th anniversary. Of course, Wizard of Oz right now at the Sphere in Vegas, which actually looks pretty damn cool. And then Sound of Music. So I can't believe it's been 60 years. It came out in 1965. It's so weird. It feels like that movie came out in the 40s because it's set during World War II. And I always assumed it was, but it actually came out in 1965. So, but yeah, they're doing a special 4K Ultra HD version of the movie. I do love this movie. As I've gotten older, I love this movie. It's fantastic. Jen is a huge fan of this movie. And yeah, so there you go. If you or the missus or anybody else, the mom, loves themselves the Sound of Music, well, then that's what's going on, baby. Come on now. And then finally, one other thing I wanted to mention, a couple of vinyl reissues announced from The Cult. There you go. Ian Astbury, that guy, man, that guy's got one of the great one of the great voices of all time, in my humble opinion, but that's just me. So anyways, Choice of Weapon and Hidden City being reissued on vinyl. So that's the way it's going. So it's just me and you beat after beat. It's like a dead man's party, just you and me, buddy boy. I appreciate you hanging out. So, oh, well, there you go. Dee Dee shows up just in the nick of time. So it's not too dead man's party. It's actually a little livelier now. A little oingo boingo going around there. So there you go. Yes, musicians are fantastic. They are fantastico. So there you go. All right, let's get to my battle. And I love doing the battle. This is Battle of September 4th. So it turns out, of course, if you're listening to, if you're following certain publications online, I won't point out any Loudwire or Ultimate Classic Rock. They're a fountain of misinformation. Let's just put it that way. And so actually the best album to come out on September 4th was Empire. But I got some bad information a couple of weeks ago, and I featured in another show because I thought that was the release date. Well, of course, I learned my lesson not to trust those publications, do my own due diligence, and I've been doing that religiously now to make sure I have the release dates correct. So today, okay, Empire would probably be the best record going, in my humble opinion. Unfortunately, since we already featured it, I'm going to pass on it. So we're going to go Queen's first record that came out in 1973. So by my math, that would be 52 years ago. And obviously the big song off that record was Keep Yourself Alive. So our introduction to Freddie Mercury, I think this Freddie Mercury's birthday today too as well? Let me check here. Freddie Mercury. I think Freddie might have a birthday. Is it today? September 5th. It's actually tomorrow. So happy birthday, happy heavenly birthday to the great Freddie Mercury tomorrow. He would have been 79. Yeah, 79 tomorrow. Freddie Mercury would have been if he would have lived and not perished. Perished? Would you call it perished? When he died, obviously, very young, unfortunately. So, and then Queen up against System of a Down, Toxicity, Baby. That came out September 4th, 2001. So 1 week before 9/11 happened. So, yes, not good timing, I guess, in some ways. This thing has just exploded over the years. Obviously, System of a Down, now a stadium band. To me, I got to say, System of a Down. I love Queen. And if it's anything from the 80s or the 90s, I'm going Queen. But the 70s stuff, I can take or leave the 70s stuff, honestly, from Queen. They're a good band then, but to me, they really came into their own in the 80s and 90s, which contradicts everything I say, because usually it's the stuff that at least most people love, and the legendary stuff is the stuff that people record in their 20s, and they would have obviously been in their 20s when they're recording that 70s stuff. Well, as it turns out, it's the 80s and 90s stuff I love the most. So there you go. I guess there are exceptions to the rule, and Queen potentially an exception to the rule, because they may be, I'm a realist, the greatest band of all time. Not the Stones, not Zeppelin, not System of a Down, Queen. I can probably say that. Yeah, I'm okay saying Queen, the greatest band of all time. However, in this particular case, I'm going System of a Down, chop suey, baby. So there you go. That's my pick. If you got a pick, let me know. Beat After Beat mentions The Cult. He saw them in the 90s. I've never seen The Cult. They were actually over in Chandler, Arizona, which is like a 3-wood from where we are here on the east side of Phoenix, and never went and saw them. That was maybe 3-4 years ago. I'd love to see the band because I love Ian Astbury's voice. It is so good. But there you go. Beat After Beat's going System of a Down, and then Beat After Beat also mentions, very nice, it's Blackie Lawless's birthday today, so happy birthday. Let's check that. Did you get that information from Ultimate Classic Rock? Because if you did, it's probably wrong. But I'm guessing you know it's right. So there you go, September 4th, Blackie Lawless. And so Blackie Lawless is 69 today, and Freddie Mercury would have been 79 tomorrow. So very nice. Happy birthday, Blackie Lawless. You know, there's actually a greatest hits, the Best of the Beast or something it's called, I think it is, that just got reissued on vinyl. And that's actually, you know, the Wasp records are great, you know, from A to B to C to D. You know what I'm talking about. The first 5 records are probably their best. But then I look at it, I don't know if I'd collect those records. However, I would collect the Best of record from Wasp because I love Blind in Texas. I Want to Be Somebody. A lot of great songs came out of Wasp in the 80s with young Blackie. Blackie's 69, huh? So he would have been what? 40 years ago when those records started coming out. He was in his late 20s, so he was kind of a little late to the party, you know, as opposed to, you know, younger bands, say like Def Leppard. A lot of those guys were like 20 and 19 when their first records started coming out. So anyways, kind of cool. Very nice. All right. And then let's show you some new vinyl, and then we'll jump out of here. These were announced today. This is Wildflower. You know, I never really listened to this record from Tom Petty. I like the Jeff Lynne produced record. I think that's great with, you know, what's the songs on there? Learning to Fly and I Won't Back Down. But this one, I know everybody says this is Tom Petty's masterpiece. Never listened to it in my life, honestly. But it's going to be a one-step, as they call it, on super deluxe vinyl in a box set. And though it's just the album, it's in a box, but it's just the album. But it's on that super vinyl, and it's going to cost you, I think, $129 if you're interested in that one. So a little pricey. Also, hey, come on. When's the last time you got rickrolled? I said that to Audrey one day in the store. I'm like, hey, Audrey, when's the last time you got rickrolled? And she's like, at lunch today, because she was still in high school. I would have never guessed that she got rickrolled that particular day, but it is what it is. Speaking of Audrey, she loves Legos. And I saw that Lego announced the Death Star. So it's actually a gigantic Death Star of Legos with like little rooms inside. Guess what that bad boy costs? $1,000. So maybe for Christmas, Audrey, you'll get that from your dad. Won't be from me, all due respect. But from your dad, maybe you'll get that. So, but anyways, this is a Zoetrope picture disc of never gonna give you up. What is it? What's the name of that? It's I can never remember the name of it. It's Never Gonna Give You Up. I think I was right there. So anyways, Rick Astley picture disc if you're interested. I know a lot of people lining up for that bad boy. Hailstorm. This is coming out on August 8th. Is that August? Wait, August 8th? No, it's not August 8th. It can't be August 8th. Anyways, this is Hailstorm. This is Everest on pink vinyl. Kind of cool. It's a little Dokken-y, isn't it? That cover? Hang on a second. Let's compare. Is it the same person? Dokken, Long Way Home, and Hailstorm? Not really, but still. Anyways, there you go. Tame Impala, Boom, Deadbeat. They've got a new album. They just announced their first new record in 5 years. That is on a special fancy vinyl there, as you can see on the top part of that. The album is called Deadbeat. And then finally, Animal Collective, baby. Animal Collective. And that is Feels. And that is a triple album. Wow, very nice. And that is kind of on a purple. I'm not good with colors. I think that's more purple than blue, but that's just my 10-cent take on that. All right, if you're digging the show, boom, smash the like button. Appreciate you hanging out. And, oh yeah, we got to get to name that tune. There it is. Name that tune. And this is kind of easy. I'm starting this very easy. Yesterday, Phoebe Cates, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, the Cars, moving in stereo, pretty easy. This picture, in case you're listening to the podcast, this is a picture of a young man in white socks, no pants. It looks like he's dancing. It looks like he's holding some sort of trophy or something, and he's singing, and he's got a button-down shirt on. So no pants, white socks, button-down shirt. The shot is framed in kind of a house, kind of the entryway in some ways, with the staircase in the back. So, but yeah. So what's the movie? What's the song? And who's the artist? It's not rocket science by any means, of course, but it is what it is. So there you go. The show available via YouTube, via Facebook, and of course via Spotify video and audio. There's a podcast there. And then also on Apple Podcasts, so not too shabby. And then finally, what else am I looking for? Oh, yeah. And of course, we're here every Monday through Friday starting at 6 p.m. That is 3 p.m. Eastern. Football is back as of tonight in a couple of hours. I guess the kickoff is about 2 hours out now. And that should be super fun. I got lasagna in the oven, thanks to the wonderful and talented, beautiful wife, Jen. Thank you very much, Jenny. And then, yeah, so there you go. Name that tune. Boom, beat after beat nails it. Kind of easy, right? Beat after beat. Risky Business, Tom Cruise, Bob Seger. It's old time rock and roll. There you go. Wash your hands before dinner, young man. How about Rebecca D? And I can never say her name without saying Rebecca D. Hornamy. I can't say. Back in the 80s, when this movie came out, everybody called her Rebecca D. Horny. It's obviously her name is Rebecca De Mornay, but everybody called her Rebecca De Hornay because, you know, all the guys were De Horny for her. And she kind of actually looks like Taylor Swift, or at least back then she kind of looked like Taylor Swift, what Taylor Swift looks like now, ironically. Though I think a lot of people would argue, especially from the 80s, that Rebecca was much more fetching in some ways than Taylor. All due respect to Taylor. So there you go. That is the big show for tonight. I am going to go get ready for some football. And yeah, and then we're actually, Jen and I and some of the gang from the store are doing a game night coming up on Sunday night, because on Saturday it's Jen's birthday. So there you go. That should be super fun. And maybe we'll be playing Guitar Hero and playing some audio games and stuff like that. So I'll tell you about all about that on Monday. In the meantime, I appreciate it. Beat after beat. Have yourself a wonderful